Hey guys, and welcome back to Sloan's Garage. It's a nice, gloomy, cloudy, kind of crappy day out where I live here in Oregon. And today I'm going to be working on doing a couple things to the big block for my Firebird. So, if you guys don't know, reason I decided to put a big block in it is I have a buddy that's actually taking his truck engine out, which is a 454, and putting in as it's like an 80 or 81 Camaro, and I thought that fucking sounded fun, so I found this guy for $500. It's supposed to be motorhome engine, it's supposed to have like 60,000 miles on it. Everything's looked fine, so hopefully the guy didn't screw me over. But so the plan is I'm putting a different camshaft in it. That's a thumper grind and an aftermarket intake. I have a 750 carb off that small block that I'm reusing to put on it, and it's going to have headers, and it's going to make like 300 horse, but a shitload of torque that small block didn't make, so it'll be pretty fun still. Do like mile long burnouts and shit. But so I last weekend was working on this, and I was replacing the head gaskets, and I broke a head bolt. So I got the ARP head bolts now. I also, what I didn't know is some of these 454s came with plastic or polymer like timing gear, which I think's retarded. But on top of it being a plastic timing gear, like, it's a little looser than I want it to be. It could jump a tooth, I don't know. So I also have a new double rolling timing set by Howard's. It's kind of one of the cheaper ones I could find. It's got 3 different keyways where I can run the cam timing, either standard, advanced, or retarded. I normally do just straight up like factory standard timing on my cams, and since this motor's already going to be kind of a pooch, I'm going to retard the cam timing, which will give it more top-end power. If you advance the cam timing, it tends to give it more torque and make that torque sooner, because the valves are opening and closing sooner in the combustion cycle. And retarding it will give you more top-end. And so that's what I'm going to do to try to give this thing every advantage it can. So I'm gonna start by getting these head bolts in, and I'll do a time lapse, and yeah, I'll get to it. Alright, well, I got all the head bolts in with thread sealant on it. I just ran them down till they were snug, and so now I printed out this. I'm gonna torque the head bolts in 3 sequences. This is 3 sequences up to 70. But there's not 3 equal sequences up to, well, there is, but up to 70. So I'm going to do up to 75. So I'm going to do 25, and then 50, and then 75, just to make it easier. And with these being ARP head bolts, I don't see a problem with doing 75 instead of 70. They should be fine. So I'm going to get to that, do another time lapse, and yeah. Alright, so I got that done on the one head. So here's the diagram I was following that I found online. I need to do the other head. And then I'll get to putting the timing cover on. I got a different oil pan that's for the car oil pan, so this truck one doesn't fit. So basically I'll just start buttoning it up, and I'm going to paint the block Chevy orange. We'll paint the block and heads. The pan I got is like a zinc color, and so I'm gonna try not to get any paint on that because I kind of like it kind of racy looking and whatnot. And then I got some tall chrome valve covers. I need to clean up the intake to put on it, and so yeah, I'll start doing that. And also need to throw the push rods and adjust the valves. I'll show you guys that here in a minute. Hey guys, so now I'm getting to, I got both heads torqued now. Now I'm getting to adjusting the valves, and on a small block Chevy, all the valves are in a row, and so all the push rods are the same length because of this. Well, on this engine, you got the intake valves that are forward, and the exhaust valves are back further. So you have two different length push rods that you got to think about. And so I have them right here. I just brake cleaned them out and made sure that there was no shit in them. So the shorter push rods are going to go on the intake valves up front, and then the longer ones on the exhaust valves. And I'm going to adjust my valve. So this cam, I bought the hydraulic cam. So when you get the so to adjust the valves, you get it to you get it to the flattest part on the cam lobe, and then you get the screw on the rocker arm or tighten down to where there's zero lash. You can't wiggle it back and forth. And then from there you preload it like a half turn or maybe 3/4 turn past that to preload the hydraulic lifter. And so I'm going to get to doing that. I like to do it in the engine's firing order, but I'm not sure if that matters, but that's the way I do it. So I'm going to start on the number 1 cylinder, and then I'm going to go 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2 is the how I'm going to do the cylinders. And I'm going to adjust the intake, then the exhaust, and I'm going to do it all at the same time. I'm not sure if it's better to adjust all the intakes and then adjust all the exhausts, or just do it the way I normally do it, and I'll adjust the intake and then rotate the motor over and do the exhaust valve and then move on to the next cylinder. Not sure if it matters or not, but that's the way I've always done it. So I'll get to doing that, and I'll get you guys on another time lapse, and I'll get to it. Hey guys, so for right now, I guess I'm going to have to pick up. I'm at a standstill. So the oil pan that I bought to fit the car is a little bit shallower than the old oil pan. So the pickup was hitting and I couldn't get the pan on. I tried, the pickup was welded to the oil pump, which is pretty common. So I tried to just cut the weld, end up actually cutting into the tube a bit, and so now I definitely need a new oil pump and pickup. So that'll be it for this episode. Till next time, keep between the ditches.